please.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Please sit down.
Thank you, sir.
What is your name?
So I'm Chaitanya Khemani.
Mr. Chaitanya, 3 attempts.
Yes, sir.
Are you going to UPSC for the personality test for the first time?
Yes, sir.
Very nice.
Thank you, sir.
Good. So, we will start. Please tell us about yourself.
So I'm Chaitanya Khemani. I come from Siliguri, West Bengal. Currently, I'm working as Senior Operations Analysis Analyst at Standard & Poor's. My hobbies include kitchen gardening and learning foreign language, German.
Very nice. So, Darjeeling, you live in Vidyasagar Road.
Yes, sir.
Who was Vidyasagar?
Yes, sir. So Vidyasagar, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, is regarded as one of the pioneers of Bengali language. Sir, he simplified the Bengali font and started the book called Bornomala, which is till date used as the first book to learn alphabets for every Bengali literature.
When was that? Tell me your life sketch a little. Are you
Yes,
aware?
sir. So I'm not aware about the year, but he's also regarded as a pioneer for women education. So he played a crucial role in
About his
establishing.
life sketch, you don't know anything else. No?
So I know about the contributions that he has made.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Achha, tell me about the demography of Darjeeling, please.
Yes, sir. So demography of Darjeeling comprises of a very diverse population comprising of Lepcha, Nepali, Bhutia populations, mainly in the hilly blocks, that is Mirik, Darjeeling and Karshaw. So in the Siliguri division, we have got predominantly Bengali, Bihari and Marwari population.
Achha, tell me, I am sure you are reading the newspapers. Did you read about Aero Show in Bangalore?
Yes, I read about it.
Can you tell us the main highlights of that?
So I have got a very tertiary overlook with the newspaper. I won't be able to tell in much detail about
Okay.
it.
Achha, tell me, how has been the governance in India so far?
Yes, sir. So if you look at
Since independence, I mean.
yes, sir. So if you look at the governance post independence, we have seen citizen-centric governance towards improvement improvement in the lives through a welfare-based approach. Numerous measures such as digitalization, as well as
Digitalization is now,
yes, sir.
and you are saying it has been welfare centric, but where is the welfare? There is so much of poverty, there is so much of unemployment, there is communal tensions all around, corruption knows no bounds. The Rajiv Gandhi, the then Prime Minister, had said as late as in the middle of 80s that out of 1 rupee only 15 paisa go to the beneficiary, and you are saying it has been good.
So if you look at the numerous data from the government itself, we can see there's a marked positive transition. For example, the life expectancy at the independence, it was very limited at around 32, 33, whereas now it has improved to 69, 70. Similarly, if you look at the literacy rate, it has increased manifold times. So yes, we have made transition towards betterment. However, at the same time, there's a lot more to be done to ensure that we have got better welfare and better prosperity for the masses.
Okay, since you're talking of that, please tell me the landmarks in India's foreign policy since independence.
Yes, sir. Sir, if we look at the foreign policy, we can see that there were marked 6 phases in the in the policy of our country. So, starting from idealism to realism, as well as in the current days, we can see that our foreign policy is catering towards our national interest in the global sphere. So we can see that yes, we have got 6 different
But foreign
phases.
policies always have to be national interest. Why currently?
So, so currently there's a renewed pitch towards national interest. However, we can agree that yes, national interest has always been a priority in our foreign
So give me
policies.
the landmarks. Anything else you want to say, or you've said this is enough?
So if you'd like to give me the permission, I would like to add more.
I'm asking you. That's why I'm asking you.
Yes, sir. So the first we had the non-aligned movement in the first phase. So in the second phase, we had the realism that we need to follow a certain direction towards countering assertive China, which started in 1961 to 1981. So after that, we had further we had a push in Commonwealth countries as well as other alignment that we followed. Currently, in the current phase, we can see that we have been renewing pitch in such as dehyphenation of the Israel
Acha, tell
Palestine.
me what electoral reforms the election commission wants. It has sent some proposals. Can you tell me what are those?
Yes, so currently the election commissioner is focusing on has proposed to set up multi-constituency EVMs, that is a remote voting machines, so
Okay.
that it can cater to migrants who are unable to vote.
Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's the only thing. Okay. My last question to you is this Padma Awards, when were they constituted? Any idea?
Sir, I'm not able to.
Who had designed the Indian tricolor?
Sir, it was a man from Andhra Pradesh called Pingali Venkaya.
And how many articles the Constitution of India has today?
So I'm not able to recall at the moment.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Chaitanya, you work in Standard & Poor's.
Yes, sir.
What kind of work do you do?
Yes, sir. So I'm involved in the market intelligence team. My role is in the valuations of portfolios for the clients such as JP Morgan, BNP Paribas. So at the same time, I handle relationships for S&P Global with our clients. I'll resolve the queries as well as concerns that might arise while operating the S&P Global valuations system.
So the S&P is not concerned with the Adani affair, or did it make some study after the Hindenburg report?
Yes, sir. S&P Global was involved in studying and about the impact that the Adani share will make on the economy, as well as the impact on the various indices.
Prior to the Hindenburg report or post?
Sir, S&P Global, sir, it has got two indices, Dow Jones and S&P 500. Sir, since it has to study all these stocks to ensure that the index is always up to the mark as per the market reports. So it was always studying reports of these companies.
So they didn't find any misdemeanors like the Hindenburg report did?
So I'm not aware whether it was found or not previously. Yes, sir.
Now, you participate in the India-Norway Youth Dialogue.
Yes, sir.
What was that?
Yes, sir. So it was a conference organized by the Royal Norwegian Embassy in New Delhi along with the Confederation of Young Leaders. So we were 80 members chosen from all over the universities in India. So we had dialogues with the ambassador of Norway as well as other officials of the embassy. So we discussed about future India-Norway ties on issues such as trade, economy, studies, education, tourism, as well as like sustainability.
Did Norway participate in World War II?
So as far as I can recall, it had a neutral stance in the war. However, I think it was invaded by Nazi Germany and it was occupied.
It was occupied.
Yes, sir.
And the present relations are very good.
So between Germany and Norway?
Yeah.
Yes, sir, they have got very excellent ties.
So, relations can get bad and then they can become good also.
Yes, sir.
Similarly, India-Pakistan, India-China relations can also become good.
Yes, sir. So we can have that optimism that it can be better.
Now, should India push for improving relations then? Because there are no permanent friends and no permanent enemies.
Yes, sir. It's exactly like how our then Honorable Prime Minister had said, we cannot change our neighbors. We'll have to live with them. So it would be in the betterment of economy, socio, as well as for the global peace that we can
India,
pursue.
do you think India should make a push?
Yes, sir. For our national interest, we should have a push for greater friendly relations
With whom first? China, Pakistan?
So I would say, that we can push with both the countries to have good relations.
So Pakistan is very vulnerable. Do you
Yes, sir.
think it is better to make this push with Pakistan? China will never agree, not in the near future at least,
Yes, sir.
because the contest there is for hegemony.
Yes, sir.
Pakistan, probably, you think so?
So if we look at Pakistan, we have got a common history as well as geographically we are
That's what
similar.
I'm saying.
So we can push for a better relation with Pakistan.
So we should open talks with them.
So we should open talks with them, but with certain caveats. So such as they should stop terrorism as well as supporting.
They always deny. They say we don't carry out terrorism. It's non-state actors.
Yes, sir. So
How can a beginning be made?
So in my opinion, we can start by pushing for greater talks using other multilateral agencies such as FATF and even SARC that can be revived. So these would be some of the measures that I would suggest.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, tell me, what is your estimation of poverty in India?
So the UNDP has said that there's roughly 15% multidimensionally poor people. So poverty is measured using different measures. So it would be very difficult to estimate an exact number.
Why is it so difficult?
So this is because different approaches are followed by the different
But
economists.
is there no government data?
So I'm not aware about the government data.
So the best data should come from the government.
Yes, sir.
Why is it not coming? Why do we have to go to this multidimensional and other indices?
So the multidimensional index, it is also published by the government, that is Niti Aayog. So there are different approaches for the poverty measurement.
Which is the best approach to measure poverty?
So it would be a very complex to judge upon which would be the best, because each approach has got its own benefits and disadvantages.
No, there's one good approach, which India, with the government also has been following: consumption and expenditure.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Details.
Yes, sir.
Data. That data hasn't been forthcoming.
Okay, sir. I'm not.
That is why we are getting we are using other data,
Okay, sir.
other approaches.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Chaitanya,
Yes, sir.
have you heard of this term, economic diplomacy?
So I'm not sure about it.
Do you understand what it is?
So would
Some
you?
broad idea?
So would you like me to take a guess if you give me the
Okay,
permission?
try.
So economic diplomacy means greater trade and commerce between two countries to pursue diplomacy and push for coercion of our soft power.
Does India involve itself in these kind of economic diplomacy, or we are still reluctant to use this diplomacy?
So I would say it depends on the country to country. So for example, in
Alright, I'll ask you another question.
yes, sir.
You know, recently I read some report which said that Russia wants to pay in Chinese yuan for the import it does from India. Why is it saying so?
Yes, sir. So post the Ukraine invasion by Russia, there were numerous sanctions imposed. So it was also pushed out of the SWIFT ecosystem, and so it would be suggesting to use yuan to counter the impact of US dollar in the international trade.
And should India accept this offer?
So I would have to study in more detail about this. I have to read more on the impact of it.
All
Yes,
right. Now, you must have heard of SCO. What is the full form of SCO?
yes, sir. So it's Shanghai Cooperation Organization.
All right. And are you aware that it is holding a summit in India?
Yes, sir. So India has assumed the presidency for it.
So, what is India's interest in holding this SCO? What are some key national interests of India in holding this summit?
Yes, sir. So actually, SCO mainly comprises of these Central Asian countries, and they serve as a perfect road link between Europe and India. So we also have got pipeline, that is a TAPI pipeline between Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan and India for securing the natural gas. And so at the same time, SCO, it has got an anti-terrorism mechanism which can be used for diplomacy with Afghanistan, Taliban. So these are some of the interests for SCO in India.
But you know, SCO is China dominated.
Yes, sir.
And now Russia is very much under the influence of China.
Yes, sir.
So, do you think it is worth for India to waste its time in SCO trying to push its agenda. Will it succeed?
Sir, I believe that yes, we should be pushing our in energy and resources for in the SEO. So because dialogue and diplomacy will definitely have a positive impact in the long run.
China will not allow
Sir,
anything.
yes, sir. In the short run, we may see that China may be proving to be a blockage. So, but in the long run, we'll have to see there might be scope for positive development in SEO, which will serve the national interest of our country. So yes, I believe that India should be pursuing its focus on it.
Last question I'll ask you.
Yes, sir.
India has been very active in West Asia over the last few years.
Yes, sir.
Do you think India has succeeded in any sense in West Asia?
So they believe that yes, we have been successful on numerous fronts. So such as India has been very following a very cooperation with the Western countries such as UAE, Saudi Arabia, and Oman. We recently concluded an FTA with Dubai, UAE. So we have been successful even in economic. So India is representing a large diaspora in this country. So we have been pursuing soft diplomacy as well. Coming to Israel, we have been very successful in bolstering ties in the field of innovation, science, defense, and even people-to-people connect. However, there are certain issues in Western Asia, so such as the OIC and the impact of Pakistan on these countries. So these are some of the issues which will need to be solved out in the coming days.
Have you heard of I2U2?
Yes, sir.
What is the full form?
So it comprises of Israel, India, UAE, and USA. It has been called the next Quad. So these block of countries, so they wish to pursue further cooperation in the field of science, innovation, energy, and economy.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Chaitanya,
Yes, sir.
tell me, you have studied financial management.
Yes, sir.
So, throw some light on that, how a financial management is done in a company.
Yes, sir. So financial management is a plethora of various tools such as NPV, that is the net present value, and IRR, that is the internal rate of return. So these tools are used to evaluate the soundness of a project that we may wish to inculcate and the kind of profitability that we'll be getting in the coming days. So second aspect of financial management is the type of equities, bond, and corporate loans that we might be procuring to boost our further investments.
Are there different types of equities? What are in types of equities?
Yes, sir. So we have got different classes of equity such as type 1, type 2. So these represent the different categories of voting pattern that the equity shareholder would be having.
Okay, so what type 1 is and what type 2?
So type 1 represents a higher interest and greater voting power in the company.
For what?
So in the overall management and the overall voting pattern.
Voting pattern means, just explain it.
Yes, sir.
Shareholders will have more vote. Say for example, I am the shareholder.
Yes, sir.
I have 1 share or 2 share.
Yes, sir.
So I have more than 2 votes. What do you mean by that?
So it depends from company to company. Different patterns, different companies have got different type of voting share.
Talk about India.
Yes, sir. So in India also we have got different voting structure.
What are those?
So depending on the equity. So I'll have to read more on the impact on the equity. Yes, sir.
You are interested in kitchen gardening also.
Yes, sir.
So where do you do it? On the ground or on the roof?
So currently I'm doing it in my terrace itself. Roof.
Terrace.
Yes, sir.
How do you do it? Can you describe the procedure from first step to the last step?
Yes, sir.
Just name the steps.
Yes, sir. So the first step that I get is procuring the pots and containers. So I also get the soil. So I make amendments to the soil to increase the fertility by adding cow dung, vermicompost. So secondly, like I get different type of plants that can be sourced from my garden,
What
nursery.
kind of plants you are growing?
So currently I am growing brinjal, tomatoes, chilies, and flowers like nasturtium, calendula, basically the winter flowers that I'm growing currently. So coming to a question, so I source it can be from the nursery or from even from my kitchen itself, like chilies, like I've got dried chilies, so I
Okay,
just
yeah,
put it.
yeah. Then
So then slowly I tend to the plants and like seedling, then plant stage, and like I water them regularly, spraying of fertilizers, pesticides, and then I get the fruit of.
and when water comes down on your terrace, then what happens?
So actually we have waterproofed our terrace, and like I've put my plants on a raised platform so that the impact of water seepage on the lower levels is minimized.
Good. And what do you do to keep away pests?
So, so previously I was using certain chemicals, but now I have shifted to a very ingenious method. So what I do is I just mix common shampoo, in water, and I spray it, and most of the bugs they go away.
But shampoo is very dangerous chemical for eating.
Uh,
Your fruits and vegetable will have shampoo,
so I use baby shampoo. That's considered safe. That's it.
whatever it is.
Yes, sir.
Why can't you use this, what do they call it, lassi? If you keep your curd, make into lassi,
Yes, sir.
take fat out of it, and then put it for a week,
Charge.
charge, 1 week old at least.
Yes, sir.
That
Sir.
will have some bactericidal effects, and if you can spray that,
Yes, sir.
the insects will not come, fungus will not come.
So I hadn't tried it yet, but I'll definitely try it now when I go back home.
Okay, now we'll talk about. Have you heard of MIRA? MIIRA. It is about millets. Millets International Initiative
No, sir, I've not heard
for
about
research and awareness.
it. No, sir, I've not heard about it.
You have not heard.
No, sir.
But Millet International Year you might have heard.
Millet?
International Year of Millets.
Yes, I have heard that. Yes, sir.
What is the significance of that?
So this declaration will increase awareness among the population about millets and the vast potential that it has, both in improving the nutrition and food security of the country, as well as for improving the farmers' income through diversification and value addition. At the same time,
Which are the area where their millets are grown?
yes,
Which are
sir.
the states?
Yes, sir. So we have got Rajasthan, Gujarat. Ragi is grown in Karnataka. So in Rajasthan we have got Bajra, that's grown mainly. So I think it is also grown in the Vidarbha region. I'm not sure about that. So these areas we have got major.
Tamil Nadu?
So in Tamil Nadu also it would be growing in the rain shadow region.
Which one is grown there?
So can I take a guess for it?
Yeah? No,
So-
don't take guess. Leave.
So I'm
Better
not sure
than you
about
read about it.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, give me your opinion on Uniform Civil Code.
So the Uniform Civil Code, it has got its advantages and disadvantages. So coming to the advantages, it has been proposed in various cases such as the Sarla Mugdal case and Shah Bano case by the Honorable Supreme Court. Sir, it will also lead to greater uniformity in the
What are the
women.
present problems which it will solve?
Yes, sir. So presently, it might lead to lot of disruptions due to there might be certain perception among
No, I'm not asking the disruption. I'm asking the present problems, existing problem in different codes or different personal laws, which need to be rectified.
So some of the issues can be about the marriage age as well as polygamy. So these might be some of
Marriage
the
age is
concerns.
already there, 18 years for girls and 21 for boys.
So then I'll have to read more about it. I'm not sure in detail.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chaitanya. Tell me about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What do you know?
Yes, sir. Sir, he's a very famous Bhakti saint. He was born in Nabodweep, West Bengal, and he popularized Gaudiya Vaishnavism and the chant of Hare Krishna, Hare Rama.
So, in which parts of India this is popular?
So it's very popular in West Bengal and Odisha. So at the same time, we can find its prevalence in ISKCON temples all over the country and abroad as well. It's yes, sir.
So, our discussion with you is over.
Thank you, sir.
Kindly wait outside for a few minutes. We'll call you for a feedback.
Thank you, sir.